All right, all right, all right.
Greetings. We are back again.
Good,
Hello, everybody. Welcome,
good
welcome,
afternoon.
welcome.
Welcome, welcome to another session of What's Working Now with Willie and Daria.
Entrepreneurs.
So, today's session, we're going to continue our 7-part series. This is series 3. And we're going to talk to you today about how to invite your prospects to your opportunity and your products.
Critical to your business.
Absolutely. Eric Worre refers to that as the gateway skill, because if you don't have anyone to look at your opportunity or your product, how are you going to get the customer? So this is a very important skill.
And while most of you are engaged in perhaps traditional means of doing that by calling folk and setting up appointments, there are other options to utilize technology, to utilize social media to get that same kind of engagement. And again, depending on what your preference is, we're not advocating you use technology over face to face because this is still a people business. However, one of the analogies that I'd like to make is, wouldn't it be nice, being that people are all across the globe doing this, and you can, in most cases, you can actually invite people halfway around the world to look at your business. But can you be up at 3 o'clock in the morning doing that? No. You need to get some rest at some point. But with the technology out there, someone could be invited halfway across the world when they're getting up and you're sleeping, looking at your
Hey,
opportunity. Hey, Rose, how are you? Welcome aboard.
hey,
I'm good.
great to see you. Great to see you.
Same here.
This is where utilizing technology can be a great asset to expanding your reach.
Yes, absolutely. So, I got some slides created, so I'm going to make my way over there. All right.
Bear with us a few minutes while we get
Yeah.
there.
Now, Rose, just let me know if you see my screen, okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool.
See
Uh,
it.
Here we
awesome. Awesome
go.
sauce. I love it. I love it when you see it. All right, so let me start the slideshow from the beginning. All right, and here we are.
Here we go. Wil.Daria's Mastermind. What's working now? How to become a network marketing professional. Part 3 or Series 3. Inviting your prospects to understand your product and opportunity. I did not attend the Eric Worre session that he did a couple of months ago, or a month ago, in here in New York. My wife did. I was reading the book, and I've watched a couple of things that over a period of time that Eric Worre has done. The man is a phenomenal trainer. He's a phenomenal marketer. He's very sincere and passionate about what he does and what he shares. He's got enough free content out there that if you spend the time studying and working it, you probably would not have to spend a dime doing anything. But again, if you want to shorten your learning curve, and you want to make money now, then he's available for that consult for a nice hefty fee. He's earned it. So if you got it like that, pay it. But in the meantime, lock yourself down. Let's dig into this thing. What does it really mean to invite your prospect to understand your product or opportunity?
All right. All right.
Here we go. Network marketing is not what most people think. Let me say that again. Network marketing is not what most people think. Now, you've identified your prospects. The next skill is learning how to properly invite them to find out more about your product or opportunity. Most people think that you must start off with a great reputation, have a lot of influence with others for them to take a look at your opportunity. That's just not the case. Absolutely, it's not the case, because here's the deal. I remember when I was selling insurance. I used to work for a major insurance company that's still around, very strong, 150 years plus, doing that type of business. And we used to have a formula of going out there and getting leads, and most of our leads would come through referrals. But we would also look for what we call CIs, which stood for Centers of Influence. And those were people who we knew in our community were just that. They could be politicians, pastors, doctors, teachers, anyone who actually was responsible or connected to some medium that a lot of people would come to them for one reason or another. Accountant, attorneys, you get my drift. So basically, it was important to try to cultivate a relationship with those people. Now, just so you know, some of those very people have left those types of industries and they've gone on to the network marketing space, which you and I are now talking about. And as a result of their putting in 10, 15 years of doing those respective works, guess what? They've cultivated a following, they've cultivated a relationship, and they've got a pocket of people who know, like, and trust them. So when they flip wheels and gone from insurance or firefighter or whatever the situation is to this industry, their transition was rather smooth because they had that great list of people, that warm market, because they've established that. Not everybody doesn't come out of the box. In fact, I would dare to say that the majority of people who are doing what we're doing, coming into that space, come from a 9-to-5 background, where it's you, the people you know is you and your family, you and your neighbors, and you and so. So, you're not going to have that quick of a turnaround. But what's more interesting about that is I listened to the recording of Eric Worre's session the other day, and it was very interesting that he paused to ask this question. He talked to a couple of people who had a huge following, and he asked the question, of the people that they now have, how many of them did they know when they actually started their business? So let's just say, for example, if today, May 1, 2016, you just signed up the paper to join some network marketing company, how many people do you really know when you put down your list? In most cases, it averages around like 60 to 65. If you stick at it and you do what you need to do, 2 years, 3 years down the road, that number will quadruple. And guess what? Most of those people you will have met for the first time. And stay tuned. I'm going to tell you why.
All right. Moving on to the next slide.
Okay, so Eric Worre used this language. He says, when amateurs start out hunting, it's about getting a new recruit. Their attitude is some will, some won't. So what? Next. This is a recipe for NFL club. No friends left. No one likes to be hunted. Now, we all know that because, listen, even while you're doing this business, you're still getting your calls on the phone. You're still getting email on your phone in your email box of hundreds, if not thousands of people soliciting you for your business, for your wallet. And you understand how that feels. So you ought to consider, while you're going out there, you need to develop a different approach. Okay?
Yeah. Eric Worre talked about when he used this approach, how people were running away from him, people were ducking him, people didn't want him around because, when you have this attitude, like, I got to get this recruit, I got to recruit someone, it comes across.
Let Bowen?
Huh?
I was talking to my son, sorry.
Oh, okay. So when you have that attitude, well, I got to get this recruit, I got to get this sign up, it comes across to your prospect and it makes them leery. Why is this person, so eager to sign me up? what are they trying to get me into? And then it's, they feel like, okay, they trying to sucker me. They trying to get me into something I can't get out of. And then it just makes them very leery and they pull the brakes.
Or worse yet, it becomes a situation where they just think that you're all about yourself. Like, I'm gonna sign up on this thing and I'm gonna be standing on an island all alone. I don't know how to fish. I don't know how to catch wild stock. I don't know how to do anything because because your whole motive is to get people on.
Right.
Service is not something that interests you, or it's not a good look. It's really not a good look.
So if you have that approach, you're going to be broke for a very long time. So it's definitely
You'll be broke and quit. Next slide. So here we go. We're looking at professionals. Professionals are more like farmers. They build relationships and friendships. They learn how to build trust with the people they meet. Their goal is not to immediately recruit their prospects. Their objective is to educate prospects on what they have to offer and then let the prospect decide if it's a fit. Now, I know what you're thinking. Your upline did not tell you this. In fact, your upline is more using the words fast track, let's get it here, let's do this now, etc., 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 etc.
Hit them upside the head.
And there's two sides to this equation. Okay, first and foremost, your upline is number one, trying to get you a feel for success. Because the training goes like, well, as soon as you can hit something in the way of a sale, the more inclined you are to want to experience that again. But the reality of the situation is that it doesn't happen as quick as your prospect wants it or outline it to be. And here's the reason why. Another Eric Worre tag is that when you start talking to your natural market, your warm market, they are going to judge you and deal with you based on your past failures or success. There's nothing you can do about that. That's their mindset. Your only option is to cultivate an understanding. So one of the things that Eric Worre suggests that you do is, rather than sit people down and give them the spiel, sit them down, get them to watch the video, sit them down, whatever your introduction to your product is vis-a-vis how you were trained to do it, use this option. Before you actually show them anything, talk to your prospect and ask them, listen, we've known each other for a number of years, and listen, I have been working for the blank industry for almost 25 years right now, and to me, I don't see any light in the tunnel. And I was looking for something extra to do, something different to do, something that's going to help me transition into something that I have a great passion for. And this is it. Before I even show you anything, all I'm asking you to do is take an honest look at it. And if you feel that it's something you can support me in doing, I will greatly appreciate it. And I will support you in any way that I can to make this whole new thing comfortable for you as well. If not, then I got it. No problem, no love lost. We'll move on. Everything will be the same. Can we agree upon that? So if you have that type of intro, that person says, yes, okay, no problem. They're open to it. So then you can just hit play or do whatever you need to do, show them presentation. And then now they're looking with some sense of comfort. And it's like, well, hey, I'm looking at this because now I'm looking at if I can help, if I can help Wil.Daria do this thing. If not, I'm just going to tell them I can't. That's it.
Yeah,
next slide.
Yeah. Right.
Now, professionals do not pitch their product on opportunity. We all know what the pitch is, right? Okay. Instead, when the timing is right, they just invite their prospects to an event, meeting, a three-way call, or an online webinar, which is 3 ways that you can actually do this. Professionals understand that personal interaction is a critical component to when it comes to building trust and transferring belief. These methods are most effective. Next slide.
Okay.
So here we are. 4 basic rules of inviting. I told you I was going to give you the nuggets. Rule number 1. Your initial goal is education and understanding. Disconnect your emotions from the outcome. Here we go. I know you've heard this before.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Disconnect your emotions from the outcome. Yeah. If you've been conditioned to think that, you got to make this happen, it's going to be impossible to disconnect your emotions from the outcome. And disconnect your emotions from the outcome does not mean that you're just like robotic and you're like, well, okay, you go to that win, lose, or draw situation. No, it simply means that you're not anticipating a favorable outcome at the end or a negative one. You're neutral. You're letting the process do what it do, and you're being receptive. You're paying attention. You're listening to what your prospect is responding to while they're looking at your video or listening to your presentation, and you're sizing the moment to ask the right question. Rule number 2, be yourself. Don't become a different person. There you go.
Yeah.
Just speak naturally. Don't be this, like I said, don't be this robotic machine that's I'm working for or I'm representing ABC Groupity Group and this is our product. No. Like I said, I get that whole presentation. Just be you. That's really important, okay? Because people will only trust you, not an image or a brand or anything else that you're about, Yeah,
you don't want it to be weird, on the other side. I remember when I first started teaching, I was trying to figure out, should I be this professional Daria, wear my suits and, stand before the class and, change my whole approach of how I speak, or should I just be me? And you know what? It's much easier to teach anyone where they're going to be receptive to you if you're yourself. So
be passionate, smile, get fired up,
and
listen to some music that inspires you. Your positive emotion will translate into better results. Yeah. So share a little story. And here's the thing, don't listen. Don't go sharing nothing if you're not using the product that you're presenting.
Right.
Okay? You cannot be passionate about the training that you receive about the product. But you can be passionate about your experience of you using that product or service. Rule number 4, have a strong posture. Be bold and confident. Tell yourself, I'm sick and tired of the life I've led up until this point, and I've decided to take charge. Not only tell yourself that, but tell your prospect that. Tell your friends that. Tell your family members that. This is what you're doing. Listen, if they're going to look at you crazy anyway, at least be on record for identifying what it is you don't want no more of.
Yeah.
Next slide.
They can identify that with that. You're keeping it real. Right.
Now, we got 8 steps to a professional invitation.
All right, listen close.
All right, step number 1, be in a hurry. I've had a challenge with that myself. Be in a hurry.
Yeah.
People are always more attracted to a person who has things going on. People who will be more respectful of your time. Example, I have a million things going on now, but I'm glad I caught you. Now, isn't the time to get into this? And this, I have to go. But, okay, so basically what we're outlining here is that you're pretty much presenting yourself as somebody who's on the go, that you have a lot of things going on. And yes, you do. You got a lot of people that you need to talk to. Whether they're on your list or whatever the situation is, you do have a lot going on. You have a lot of people you want to talk to. And what it is that you kind of present people the opportunity to just know that you want to engage them in something.
Right.
But not at the moment that they're ready to bog you down with 50 million one-on-one questions.
Yeah, the question like, well, what is it?
Yeah.
So that's when you tell them, this is not the time to get into it. And then you say, but, on Thursday or Tuesday, when, once you find out when they're free, I'll be more than happy to share with you, but I got to go.
This is truly where you are building your trust factor, because the people that you'll be sharing this with is primarily people in your family. So when they start asking you those questions, you can clearly say, listen, I will be able to answer all your questions. I just can't do that right now. So here, why can't let's meet at this such and such. Let's meet on Tuesday at 7, or I got Thursday at 5:45. Which one of these work better for you?
Right. And you know what's another good one? You could say to someone, you know what? It's just like giving a haircut over the telephone. You know, when is a good time we can meet? You know, and people get that because you cannot give a haircut over the telephone. So then that will get you off the hook and get your appointment so you can move on.
And finally, if that person is, again, really, really emphatic about knowing what it is, say, listen, I got you, man. I really don't have the time to get on it. But you know what? Again, detaching your emotions from the outcome. This person's not ready to give you an appointment. Say, listen, I'll give you a shout back, okay, in a couple of days. I got to run. Ciao. That's showing your credibility right there. And
it'll make them wonder, like, wow,
yeah.
Did I miss something?
Exactly.
You know, what, you know.
And maybe, who knows?
They might
They'll call you. They'll call you.
Exactly.
But make sure you make a note of that and you do call them back.
Exactly. That's big.
And again, when you call them back, that's just to make the appointment, not to answer those one-on-one questions, okay?
Exactly. All right. So we're going to move on to the next one.
All right. Compliment the prospect. Compliment the prospect. That is so important. Be sincere. It opens the door for real conversation. Example, you've always been supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. You've given me so much of the best service I've ever experienced. Okay, that's just one example. But again, you're talking to your family and friends and said, listen, you know, every time I've tried to do something, from simply checking out a new movie or going shopping or doing a Zumba class, you've always been my ride or die.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say those things. You know, remind people of how they connect with you and what they mean to you.
All right.
Okay, make the invitation. There's 3 types. You got direct approach. It's used when you are inviting people to learn more about an opportunity for them. Let me read that again. Direct approach. Used when you are inviting people to learn more about an opportunity for them. It should be used for people that you know and respect you, or you know that are searching for something better. Example, warm market. Warm market again. This is where this stuff really, really works. It really magnetizes. Are you still looking for a job? Vis-a-vis different job? I found a way for both of us to start a great business without all the risk. And then you have cold market. Cold market. Do you keep your career options open? You notice these are open-ended questions.
Mm-hmm.
These are not yes or no responses that you're going to get. You're going to get people to think. After all, you are presenting an opportunity. Okay? Next slide.
All right. Next one.
Indirect approach. It's about asking your prospect for help, input, or guidance. Example, warm prospects, your family. I found a business I'm really excited about. But what do I know? You have so much experience. Would you look at it for me if I made it easy for you, and let me know if you think I'm making the right move? That right there is a gold mine. It is so non-abrasive. In fact, you compliment the individual that you're talking to, because they're like, well, oh, wow, he's already in, but he's looking for a second opinion from me, you know? So that's great. Great, great, great one. Mm-hmm. Cold market prospects. When you meet someone in another city or state and your company does business there, says my company is expanding in your area, would you do me a favor and take a look at this and let me know if you think it would work for where you live. Again, non-threatening, very open-ended, and again, it gives that person the mindset that, you know what, I can take a look at this. There's no obligation. Okay, that's what it is. Because when people are approached, there's always this caveat. You know, I want you to look at this because I want you to do something. These questions or these phrases that he's come up with invite people to take a look without any obligation, without you having to say there's no obligation. The vocabulary and the structure says it all. Next slide. Then you've got the super indirect.
Yeah, this is deep right here.
Okay. Tell the prospect that they aren't a prospect and you're just interested in finding out if they know someone else who might benefit from your business. Walmart, do you know that was a hit?
Who do you know?
Who do you know that has hit the wall? Excuse me. Who do you know that's hit the wall with their business and might be looking for a way to diversify their income? And then you got cold market. The Walmart scripts apply. Use any variation of them. So you can kind of combine these two. These are again, things that Eric Rory has recommended. I think they're super. We've used them for ourselves. And, you know, we're getting acclimated and it's been phenomenal. It's really been phenomenal. And number 4, if I would you, very powerful. If you gave a link to a website with a complete presentation, would you check it out? In other words, if I gave you a link, that's what you want to say to the customer. If I gave you a link to a website with a complete presentation, would you be willing to check it out? Then you got number 5 is confirmation. You get the time commitment. And when would you think you can watch this link for sure? Okay, that's really important, you know, because a lot of times we do things based on assumption. You know, we get into the gate and we're all kind of warm and fuzzy, and then we don't do the follow-up to make sure that that customer doesn't get bombarded by life, you know, because guess what? At the end of this presentation, life is going to hit you. Your daughter's going to come in looking for something. Your husband might come home. The phone might ring. You might watch your favorite program. Something will step up and just have you just get sucked into this vortex of another opportunity. And guess what? All the stuff you might have thought about doing after watching this webinar here goes out the window. It happens. It happens to the best of us. So the idea is, you want to just backtrack. But since we're not talking about that, you're talking about your customer or your prospect, you want to make sure you get those, what I call soft commitments, so that you're making sure that they are online with what you're trying to do, that you're leading them in the right direction.
Right, you're leading them to make the appointment so that they can feel obligated to doing what they say they were going to do. So I really love this when you think you're going to look at it and, you know, he'll say for sure, you know, but however you say it, you know, you're just letting the person know, hey, you know, just tell me when you'll be able to look at it and then we'll take it from there. All right.
Number 6, confirmation 2. If they tell you that they're going to watch it Monday, so if I called you on Tuesday evening, you'll have seen it for sure, right? And they will naturally say yes or adjust the time slightly. The key is the appointment they have to set, not you. Number 7, confirmation number 3, schedule the next call. What's the best number and time for me to call you? And number 8, get off the phone. Okay, remember, you're in a hurry. Right? The best thing to say is, great, we'll talk then. Gotta run. Now, what does that mean? Again, not getting attached, not getting caught up. Okay, I got the appointment. So all of a sudden, you know this person, and you start talking about what kind of blouses you're gonna wear tomorrow. Exactly. You know, or what's going on with the baseball series. No, you can have that conversation. Trust me, at another time. But at that moment, you have to discipline yourself to actually do exactly what the 8 steps call for, so that, again, you can be recognized as a professional. Because guess what? If you make that mistake and get caught up, you pushing that person away.
Yeah, because then they're going to try to wiggle the information, you know, out of you because you're still on the phone with them. So they're going to say, okay, so what's this really about?
Yep.
You know, give me a little something. I've been there, done that.
Yep.
You know, so what I highly recommend is that you write down the steps, type it up, have it in front of you, and just check them off as you go through each one. And the more you do it, it'll become so natural that you'll be able to get through the 8 steps a lot quicker than what you think. Because this may seem like a lot, but it really isn't when you're in a hurry, because you're hitting these steps quick, because the object is to get the appointment and get off the phone because you have another call to make. You got to fill up your calendar for the week, for the month. So you don't have time to be chit-chatting 10, 15 minutes for each prospect. So as time goes on, it'll get quicker and quicker because you'll learn the process, understand the process, and it just won't be such an arduous task because of lack of practice, if you will. All right.
All right. So what does all 8 steps look like? Good friend, indirect approach. Hey, I'm running out the door, but I need to talk to you real quick. Do you have a second? Great. Listen, you've always been a supporter of me, and I appreciate that so much. I started a new business, and I'm really nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on someone friendly. Would you mind if I practice on you? Sure. Great. If I give you a website, laid out information in a professional way, would you watch it? Yes. It's about 15 minutes long. And when you think you can watch it, when do you think you can watch it for sure? Thursday? Okay, so if I called you Friday morning, would you have reviewed this for sure? Right, fantastic. What's the best number and time for me to call you? They give you the info? Great, we'll talk then. Gotta run, thanks.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's what it looks like.
That's it.
And I know that's very important. So I wanted to make sure that this piece was in there just so you could see how you just hitting each step like that.
And believe me, it may feel like marbles in your mouth right now, but if you just go ahead and do this, I'm reading the book, How to Influence Friends and How to Influence Friends and How to Influence People and Win Friends by Dale Carnegie. That's a book. It's a classic in our industry. I'm just getting around to it after hearing about it for so many years.
Right?
And, the first focus that it talks about is just public presentation. And one of the things that he recommends is that you just keep doing it. Whether you trip over yourself or not, the key thing here is to go through the process. Keep going through the process. And once you go through it often enough, you'll get it. You'll get it. You will get it.
All right. All right, so network marketing is not perfect, but it is better. So the more you practice, the better you'll become at it. And I just love this quote by Eric Worre because it makes so much sense.
And the thing is too, our industry has a lot of negative notions, and those things come from unfortunately people not investing into themselves beyond their initial entry into the business. So therefore they learn some bad mistakes and they continue to repeat them and turn off people. So one of the purposes, or I should say one great asset for you, is that you're listening to this right now. And it is our hope that you will take this stuff and run with it, because it'll make you a better marketer. It'll help you become a better servant leader in the industry, and you'll turn people around and you'll help make our industry even better. Because yes, network marketing is not perfect, but it is a better option to being in a cubicle where you don't own your time or the money you earn.
It's definitely a viable option if you spent so much time and money and you can't find a job. You have an opportunity to pay back that student loan and make triple the money that you spent, and triple, quadruple, much more than, more than the retail stores would ever give you. So, and there's no judgment, you're treated as a human being when you're in that space. So we want to thank you for hanging out with us. We went a little bit over this time, but this information was very important. This is really vital to our niche.
You got value out of this.
So if you have a question, you can head over to our group, Wil.Daria's Unstoppable Entrepreneurs. We're going to put this here, so put this video there, so you'll be able to go over the slides and copy down the script. So
at your own pace,
right? Do whatever you need to do, and just go into the group and just let us know that you got value. And if you have any questions, put that in the group. We really, really appreciate you spending this time with us. So let me go back. Yeah.
All right.
So how was that, Rose?
I enjoyed that immensely.
Awesome.
I got a lot of value out of it, so I'm definitely going to go to the website and take some notes.
All right, awesome sauce. You were able to attend one of Eric Worre's workshops. Is there anything you would like to share that you got from it, or anything you gleaned from it, or any questions or anything like that?
Well, it definitely gave me the idea that I need to go back over the book, especially, and really look into some of these things that he's suggesting, because it sounds like it's very helpful. And we buy books and we tend to put it off reading it, and that's exactly what I did. So I'm going to go dig into that book and really look at it.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. He's phenomenal, and I just love, his story. What the biggest story that jumped out at me was the one that he talked about when he first got started. He was doing real estate, and he got introduced to a business. His dad got in. He had to borrow the money from his dad. And the first thing that came to his mind was, you know what? Since my dad has all the influence and I don't, I'm going to call all his friends. So he did that. He called all his dad's friends, and he made, a few dollars. But then he did say at one point that, who you are and your value, it eventually comes to light, because he was riding on his parents' coattail. But then as time went on, he didn't really have anyone else to talk to, and he had no idea how to do it. So he made a couple of dollars in the beginning, but then after a while it plateaued and it began to plummet. And then he had to learn what the professionals do.
Yeah.
And that's where we all start. We all have these bright ideas, and it may work for a little while, and then we have to go and study what the professionals do.
Absolutely.
So that was real. We kept that real. I really appreciated that. Really cool.
I agree.
Yeah. So that is all for today, guys.
All right.
We are so happy that you spent time with us, and we will see you next week. Next week, we will be covering skill number 4.
Next week is Mother's Day. Are we going to be doing anything?
I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be on for Mother's Day. We'll see. But when we do come back, when we do come back, it will be skill number 4, and that is following up with your prospects. And that is a big one. So we will be diving into that. And there's some concepts that we want to share with you that we learned from Eric Worre that's going to help you with that process and make it a lot smoother. All right?
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Take care.
So enjoy your week.
You too.
We'll see you in the group.
And happy Mother's Day to you.
That's right. Happy Mother's
Thank you.
Day. Happy Mother's
Same to
Day.
you, Daria.
Yes.
Bye-bye now.
Everyone that's
All
here.
right. Take care.
All right. Take care.